Hi, you guys. Good morning. I am just coming out of bar class and I had an idea. Something came to me, I call it a download during class, which happens a lot when I'm working out. One of the many reasons why I love working out and taking care of myself in that way. But what I want to talk about today is what is required for results and growth and transformation and sustainability. And so I'm going to tie this into working out, which I love because I was a personal trainer for 10 years. In one of my many past lives, it feels like a whole different chapter of my life. But I was a personal trainer for 10 years. So I like to always connect the dots. And I always think about during my workouts how much it's like a metaphor for life. And it's like if you can kind of figure out the magic formula for workouts and getting results in that way, getting results with fitness, it really is the same in business and in life. I hope this is still going. I have limits on my app, so it actually just cut me off on my Instagram limit. So anyway, what I want to talk about today is, again, the magic formula. And this is just like when we work out. So what you need for results are two things, and they're ours. So resistance plus resistance plus rest equals results. And it also equals sustainability, because that's the big piece, is that obviously to get results, we have to push ourselves, right? We have to have pressure. We have to get out of our comfort zone. So in a workout, this looks like adding resistance, putting pressure on our muscles, or, kind of testing our fitness levels with getting to those upper ranges of our cardio limits. We have to push ourselves. That's the only way we're going to get results, right? If we want to actually make a change, if we want to improve our fitness level, if we want to get stronger, if we want to, change our body composition, get fitter, any of that, we need to have resistance and we have to push ourselves, right? We all kind of get that. If we're not pushing ourselves, it might feel good to move, but we're not going to actually create the results. So that part is fully necessary in our lives too. If you want to create growth, transformation, if you want to up level, if you want to move ahead in your business, in your relationships, and in your relationship with yourself as well, your self-love game. All of those things also require pressure, resistance, and that looks like getting out of your comfort zone. So that is kind of doing the work. As I like to say a lot, that might be working with a coach where it sometimes is uncomfortable. You're doing exercises or, showing up for things consistently that you're like, even my morning routine, some of the stuff that I'm doing with, meditation, journaling, some days I don't feel like it, but I do it anyway because I know that it is going to be, hugely helpful for me to move forward. But also, again, the key is really getting out of the comfort zone. So that usually looks like getting external support or really setting goals that push you, right? So we've got to have that pressure. We've got to have that resistance, or we're not really going to create results. If nothing changes, nothing changes. And the comfort zone is a beautiful place to be, but it's not where growth and transformation happen. I think we're all aware of that. Then the other big piece is rest. So if we're always pushing, and again, if we take it back to workouts, if we're always pushing our bodies and it's so much resistance and we're going so hard every day, we are going to burn out really quickly. And we're actually not going to get the results either, because I can speak to this. When you're overtraining, your body will actually fight back and you won't get stronger, and your muscles can't even grow and repair if we're not resting. So very, very important for your body. Or even if you think about one workout like interval training, it's much more effective, instead of just running and gassing out, if you do intervals and you push yourself and then rest and recover, and then push yourself and then rest and recover. That's one of the most effective ways to exercise. And it's also one of the most effective ways to grow and move forward in life in a sustainable way, because that's really key. And I find in my journey, I learned this the hard way. I had severe adrenal fatigue in 2014 because I was always pushing myself, both physically and mentally. So I've learned that the hard way, but I see this all the time. I work with a lot of female entrepreneurs, and it's easy to kind of just be in that go work mode. And we can do it, sure, we can do it, but only for so long. It's not sustainable. It's never going to be sustainable, and it's actually not as effective. When I give myself breaks, when I take vacations, when I play, when I have fun, when I unplug from my devices, when I unplug mentally from my work and my to-do list, And then I come back. That's when I'm more creative. That's when I'm more patient. That's when I'm more focused. I'm just a better version of me when I'm giving myself time for rest and play and fun, because that's really when we feel our best. And when we feel our best, we can be more magnetic and more effective in everything that we're doing. So again, I just want to recap this all. You've got to have the right balance of resistance and the right balance of rest. So those two, to really create the results that are going to be sustainable and to sustainably move forward. And so the last piece I want to add to this is that it's going to look different for everyone. Your balance is going to look totally different from mine and from your best friends. Everyone's version of balancing this is actually going to look different. So this came up this week because I was having some trouble with scheduling and prioritizing things, and I leaned into one of my closest friends, Melissa, and I was like, I see this person and that person, and they do these flex weeks at the end of the week, and I had tried that out, and it didn't work for me, but that's okay. It's feedback. I figured out something that doesn't work, and now I've spent some time last night and this morning really figuring out like what is going to work for me for March. And that's the thing too, it's going to be different for everyone, and it's going to be different at different times in our lives. So for me, I'm finding that obviously, the past 6 months, I didn't have as much on my plate, with quarantine last year, with COVID, like there just wasn't as much on my plate. So it was very, very different from me balancing my time and figuring out what that balance looks like right now. So as we're growing, as we're changing, as we're evolving, as our lives change, we also need to constantly sounds like, I guess a little aggressive, but we need to frequently look at what's working, what's not, and what is my balance right now. And then again, just to tie up that last bit about what other people are doing versus you, this week I was like, I wish someone would just like hand me the magic formula, like do this, here's where you schedule this, here's how you get it all done. But the thing is, what works for one person isn't going to work for me, because again, we are all so different. We all have such a different energetic blueprint. We have different needs. And again, it's going to shift at different points in our lives. So it's really all about being flexible in your approach, taking, cherry picking the gems from different people's, what they share that works for them. And you can, read the different books on time management, on work-life balance, on all of those things. You can take bits and pieces, but ultimately you've got to find what works for you. And then be intentional about it, and be intentional about scheduling your rest, and be intentional about getting that support that you need to push yourself enough to grow, move forward, have breakthroughs, but not so much that you don't have any of the rest, any of the play, any of the fun, where it becomes very joyless. And again, that's really not where we get our best results anyway. We need that balance. So resistance plus rest equals results and sustainability. So I hope this is helpful. Kind of just came to me, again, tying workouts into life this morning. So I'd love to hear your feedback and also what works for you. Again, I'm always super interested to hear, from high achievers, how they get it all done and make it work for them and have fun and feel good and feel joyful, and get to be fully present in the day-to-day. So I hope this is helpful. And until next time, I am sending you so much love.